Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Benjamin Breaker Novotny, and we are about to dive into what is going to be the third and final map between Edward Gaming as well as the Mongols. Now, before we get started, I'd like to go ahead and thank all of our broadcast partners. That would be hltv.org, csgolounge.com, twitch.tv, and last but not least, g2a.com, the best video game store ever! And let me go ahead and see here. Now that we have both teams in the warm-up, gonna alt-tab, make sure everything's just fine and dandy on XSplit. It looks like it is. And doing a little bit of light analysis right now. Edward Gaming and the Mongols, like this is essentially, I think, turned into a coin flip match. Which team is going to win this best of three, this match for the evening? It's definitely beyond me. I mean, I can't really. This is an analyst's worst nightmare. If Machine Gun was on the Mongols roster right now, I could confidently lean towards Mongols and say that they are going to win this match. But the way it is right now, I just feel like I don't know what the deal is, but he's been absent for about a week. So this is what it is. But knife round is now underway, and looks like Mongols are going to get away with it for the most part. And I know that this is one of those maps that they typically like to start on T side with, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them take CT side first. So they have to make that decision now. Do they stay or swap? Took a little bit of time to choose, but they decided to go with terrorist side in the end. So there we go. And I guess you could say an obligatory plug-in right now. If you guys would like to win your very own M4A4 Battlestar, excuse me, not factory new, but field-tested skin, M4 skin, maybe go ahead and click on the picture of the skin that you see below this stream window, and you guys will have your very own chance to enter a giveaway via 10 different methods to get your own chance to win that skin. My name is Benjamin Breaker Novotny, and thank you for tuning in. We are now underway with the first pistol round. This is actually some pretty big aggression coming in from the CTs. Pohan reveals his position, doesn't quite get the frag just yet, but does actually get it. And now we've got the rest of the team pouring in through mid. Both sides actually pouring in through mid, and it comes out to be in favor of the CTs. Now Zilkenberg all alone, one against the world, and he's taken down by Pohan, scoring himself a triple kill. This is something that I guess you could say we could expect Luminosity Gaming to do, and in fact, it is what they did at MLG Dallas against Na'Vi on Inferno, and that's how they took the pistol round. But now Edward Gaming definitely getting a definitive leg up against the Mongols this moment in time. Oh, you know what? There's one thing I forgot to do, guys. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. This whole time I've been playing with NetGraph turned on. Let me turn that off. Where on earth are my manners? Okay, looks like we're good to go now. Sorry, yesterday was very hectic. We had to try and sort out what was going to be wrong with the streaming PC that you guys are watching right now. A short execute it's looking like right now, as we do have a majority of the terrorists on catwalk. In fact, almost all of them. Waiting for a little bit of over-aggression coming in from the T side. They do have a Molotov and a flashbang, but that's all they've got. I mean, this is essentially their only ticket onto the plane. And presently I kind of like the position right now. If they can at least take down Surge, they'll be in a good position. But here they go. And that's going to be WJW playing sneaky and getting one frag first time. Surge still alive and kicking, though. That's now only the impact kill being made. They've yet to get the bomb planted. It will go down, and just milliseconds after it does, we'll be seeing the bomb planter go down. Pohant getting away with a double kill with his MP9 and a very nice $1,200 to his name. That is going to be the post-pistol round, of course, going to Edward Gaming. And now, you know, the Mongols, it's unfortunate, but I don't think we'll be seeing a full buy this round. Definitely not. We can see 3 P250s and a flashbang. This is looking like a B rush potentially. I'll tell you what, if they can at least make 2 frags here. Wait a minute. Pohant is up mid with an MP9, actually in lower tunnels, just outside of it. Just inside of it, rather. He's able to get a ton of information and a ton of kills out of this 1800. He's going for the 4th, and he denied the ace just barely, yes. But that is $1,800. He made $2,100 off of that 4th frag he made with a pistol, so all in all, not too terribly bad. Mongols are probably not too happy with that, but all in all, he managed to pay for his M4 all on his own. And I'm trying to think. He only lost about $500 there off of a meta buy. And it's difficult to describe what a meta buy is, but on CT side, it's basically $5,600. So he only really lost $500 going into this first rifle round for Mongols, and first rifle versus rifle round between Edward Gaming and Mongols. Alt tabbing again, making sure everything's all right with the stream. Just had a hunch that maybe I left my microphone muted. Okay, 2, 3, 4 M4s from Edward Gaming as well as a UMP. It's interesting to note here that a couple of players had enough money to drop an M4 for Surge, but I think Surge just said, you know what, hang on to that money. Right now he's on ace site more or less. He's actually backed up into that corner, but whoa. Headshot through smoke onto Dobu, but Dobu's still alive. That's why you need a helmet if you're on terrorist side. The natural firepower advantage. I mean, basically, yeah. It's like I was just thinking about going on a rant about something, but let's just not get into that. Play on to potentially bomb site B coming in. Nicely done by Zuckenberg. Although we do see Dobu lit pretty hard. He got dinked, but he's still alive. We still see the first frag going in for Mongols. And the second one, we're going to be seeing a third from an overzealous 1KE shut down by Element, and that just opens up bomb site A, and now Mongols look like they more than likely will be able to put the first round on the board for themselves. Edward Gaming, perhaps the strongest asset they could have right now is exercising restraint. They only stand to win $1,400, or rather get $1,400 off the back of this. 17 Meister, he's probably blood starving right now as he has not gotten a single frag since this map began. But nonetheless, I don't know, for the time being, the way I see it is we'll be seeing 17 Meister and Pohant dropping weapons for WJW and 1KE. And then Surge will be able to make a full buy himself, so he won't need to be dropped. But I mean, you can see the money there for WJW and 1KE. They, like, if they want to see optimal, utilities and everything else for the counter-terrorist side, that's essentially what has to be done. And looks like, for the most part, it will be done. They've got something that can at least give Mongols a run for their money on this round, but honestly, the execution was completely solid coming in from the Mongols on round 4. Zuckenberg was just all over that AWP, and this might be one of those maps where he shines. Nonetheless, Connie will be the first victim of the EDG side. That manpower advantage is lost off of a, I wouldn't say an overzealous peak, not an overzealous peak, but definitely a peak from lower tunnels. Surge down to 42 HP. Not sure where that took place. Was that what? I'm trying to figure out just what that was, because I don't know. I mean, I look at the minimap there, but our auto observer didn't take us to his location when he took that damage, so a little bit difficult for me to identify with. Opponent's going to make a second frag to his team's name and gets away with an AK-47 pickup as well. Very happy to make that trade. Togu's been spotted on catwalk, And looks like if they're going to make a move, they have to commit very soon. Zuckerberg, however, does manage to make one frag on bomb site B. He might be able to get away with a second one, but it looks like Togu's in a lot of trouble at this peculiar moment in time. Zuckerberg thinks better of his push on a bomb site B and says, you know, maybe I should quit while I'm ahead. 20 seconds remain. They're going to have to go with some kind of a push, and that's going to be Zuckerberg getting a second one. 3 versus 3. Difficult but doable now with the level of HP that is coming in from Mongols, but they've got to make that move happen now. 13 seconds remain. They are advancing towards the bomb site and falling straight into the trap of Surge as it is, and it's going to be 1 KE. Shutting down Element, denying that bomb plant. Surge got away with a triple kill there that round as well. So, I'm not sure what this is all about. It's called by Connie in this round, and Pohant says tactical. They say tech. Alright. You can see we got a lot of new faces. Probably got time to do two things. One, thank all of our broadcast partners. That would be CSGO Lounge, HLTV.org, Twitch.tv, and last but not least, G2A.com. And two, for those of you who are interested, you may enter an M4 Battlestar Field Tested giveaway. It's a red level skin, and you may enter it by typing !raffle in chat and then clicking on the link that Nightbot gives you. It will be a bit.ly link. The other way that you may enter that giveaway is by clicking on the picture of the skin that you see below this stream window. So Element, you know, he's kind of the odd man out there with his weapon. These utilities are not looking great, and Surge as well as WJW are putting up a pretty good fight there. But check things out here. Am I looking at this right? Yeah, they're stacked on top of each other. Connie manages to get one refrag, but now it looks like he's about to be taken down. Indeed, that will certainly be the case here as WJW gets away with a double kill. And it was looking really bad when we saw 3 CTs heading down A long. That was, of course, Pohant, Surge, and WJW, if I read that correctly. But now it's 1 against 2. Zuckerberg has... I mean, it would have been perhaps slightly viable if he had just gotten away with the frag against WJW, but they do at least manage to make it a little bit pricey for Edward Gaming, going now into what is going to be a quasi-buy round for the terrorist side. Mongols are probably looking back at the knife round and thinking to themselves, why did we have to choose CT, or why did we have to choose terrorist side? And by the way, after this match for the evening, it's not going to be the last one. I do want to say that we have NXL versus Tai Lu coming up next. And that will be a very exciting match to watch as well. 17 Meister coming in here, getting a triple kill, just mowing down the tunnel. Sorry, it's a quad, not a triple. But, I mean, that's a... almost turned into a bank builder for Edward Gaming. What I mean to say by that is... if they didn't lose, I think that was WJW on that round, then they definitely would have made bank. Only had to replace utilities, and that's about it. I think what Mongols are doing now is they realize, okay, well, what we've been trying so far hasn't been working. We've been trying executes and everything else in between. Let's just try and stay calm and focus on trading. But that's doesn't seem to be the philosophy that we have Edward Gaming going by. Nonetheless, it works as an opener coming in from Togu. If it's not Machine Gun or Zuckerberg carrying their weight, it most certainly is Togu. There was a round where he got away with an ace on Cash, if I'm not mistaken. And for those of you who are wondering, this is not a map that was chosen by either team, but rather it was the last. It was the final map that was left after all the picks and bans. So this was, I guess you could say, inherently neither team's choice, and at the same time both teams' choice in third map to be played, as it was not banned out previously. They've got that man advantage, if even just barely, but there it is. That's going to be Surge. You know, he's on top of his aim, but that brings it, I mean, just him getting a double kill brings it back to 3-3 immediately. However, Element's able to bring it back to 3-2, and now he's going for the bomb plant. With 10 seconds remaining on the clock, it should be able to go down without any trouble. Last two remaining CTs will be coming in from CT, and the crossfire here coming in from the terrorist side should be more than optimal. Togu, however, he's getting greedy, and he says, I want myself a triple kill. Togu starts the round, he finishes the round. He finds the opening, he finds the closing. So now Edward Gaming are at 6 rounds to the 2 of Mongols. And I'd say probably the only thing a little bit even just slightly deficient is the fact that the players don't all have helmets. Only a small gripe, considering they're really only useful against AK-47s if they happen to eat a wall shot. Okay, they're going in through mid now. That would actually be Zilkenberg accompanied by Togu. I want to switch it over to their TV right now. I have no clue why looking at this, but it's 1-for-1 as Dobu does get the vengeance on Togu. 17 Meister's able to close things down at mid and bring things back to 3-3. Sometimes I look at that situation, where you get away with that one frag at mid, and it's like, okay, so why don't I fall back? I mean, typically the meta is, I know this is gonna sound like, perhaps a silver thing to say, but 2-1-2. If you go in, you pop that one frag at mid, you go back, you basically have that man advantage. But it can be a little bit too easy to just sit back as a caster and say, oh, well, why didn't they do that? But nicely done, as we do actually have the opening for bomb site A paved, and it's looking like it's going to be a retake coming in from A short by the counter-terrorist side. Taking things to Pohant TV. He is now looking for something, and that's going to be Dobu saying stop looking. Nicely done by the Mongols, as I think that's the economic reset. Something like that, close to it, from Edward Gaming. They have to decide what kind of a buy they're going to go with right now. And it looks like that's quite a few pistol drops being made by 17 Meister. He just spent $1,500 to make sure his entire team has P250s. Respectable choice. I guess you could say it takes one for the team, but he also puts himself at even economy with the rest of the team. Unanimous B side coming in from Edward Gaming. There we go, smokes everything else in between. That's only one P250. The worm on the hook is going to be WJW, but he's taken down almost immediately. Still not rushing their way through this, but it's going to be 1KE taking one down. And they stay on top of the trades, yes, but the goal here isn't to stay on top of the trades. It's actually to make sure you don't drop your weapon, and that's, well, 2 versus 3 now. AK's on Edward Gaming, and I don't think they're going to be trying to go for the retake on a bomb site A. Add 1900 to everything that you've got here, and you might have enough money for a decent buy round coming in for Edward Gaming, but it looks like Element, he's going to go in there and try and shut things down. If he can take down Surge at this location, that's more power to him. Puts his team a little bit further ahead. Surge is not quite on platform, but that's going to be immediately Element just revealing his position. They're abandoning the bomb. I don't like this choice. But at the same time, it's only slight irresponsibility. What they don't know is the position of Pohant, and that could have... It always has the potential to be disastrous. Edward Gaming has made those sneaky plays before, actually, as well, where we see, one player get away with that defuse when the entire enemy team leaves the bomb site. And of course, I'm sure many of you remember that from VP versus FaZe Clan at IEM Katowice earlier this year. Yeah, Not with too much griping over, but, you know, just one of those pet peeves. Keep one guy on the bomb site and you'll be fine. Straight through the wall. That's actually Pohant taken down to 69 HP after he eats about 4 bullets. The metal surface acting as body armor in addition to his Kevlar. I think it takes about 20 bullets through that wooden door from an M4 to actually kill someone. That's without headshots being factored in, I think. Might actually take something closer to 25. Looking for that frag. Oh man. Nearly takes down Element, but that's actually going to be Dobu getting a double kill instead. That's one of the most frustrating feelings of your life, when you spray a target down and it's still alive and then you get killed. It's perhaps even more frustrating than taking out a grenade at the wrong moment and having an enemy turn you on the corner. Pohant reveals himself here, and that's going to make Togu a very happy man. Could potentially get into bomb site A now. It's 2 versus 5. I think Edward Gaming just want to give this... They'll gladly sacrifice this round to the Mongols right now, just to have a fighting chance in the next one. But 5 versus 2, you're going to have to give Mongols an even bigger reason not to go CT hunting right now. Uh-oh. That was interesting. Had him right in his crosshairs and just didn't shoot him. It looks like there's been a tactical timeout called now, or pause called out by Pohant. It could be technical, it could be tactical, it could be whatever in between. And this is punishing Mongols just a little bit coming in from the CT side, but 17 Meister struggling for dear life now. Looks like he will not be pounced on here. Mongols decides not to bite off more than they can chew. So now we're out of timeout. There's 2 things I'd like to do. Number 1, we'd like to thank all of our broadcast partners. I would include G2A.com, the best video game store ever. We'd also like to thank HLTV.org and CSGOLounge.com, in addition to Twitch.tv. Last but not least, we would also like for you guys to enter our giveaway. That would be an M4A4 Battlestar skin. It's field tested, not factory new. And if you guys would like to enter that giveaway, all you have to do is click on the skin that you see below this stream window. You will be redirected to gleam.io, where you have 10 different methods of entering the giveaway. Winners will be contacted by email. And for those of you just now tuning in, this is Edward Gaming versus the Mongols. Out tabbing real quick, checking to make sure everything's alright. Looks like we're good and dandy. But examining the position here from Edward Gaming, I mean, you got 2 FAMASes and 3 M4s going up against 4 AK-47s and an AWP, not to mention full utilities. And I mean, that's essentially the damnable thing about this. Edward Gaming, how do I say this? I don't think they have the utilities it takes to really hold off against what Mongols have here, although I wouldn't put it beyond them. Zuckerberg misses that opening op shot, so he has to give up that ground that he pushed forward for. And 1KE does manage to make it a 1-1 trade at bomb site B. 17 Meister coming in for the defense as well, and he's going to be finding one on car. That's Togu, and he gets a second to his name as well. Pohant doing nice reinforcing fire, and that brings it to 1 versus 4. It's all on Zuckerberg. He gets the flick onto Pohant. I think he does know where the last... Oh, wait. Oh, my God. This could be... Oh, man. Kobe coming in from Zuckerberg. Now 1 versus 2. And he's going to be taken down by WJW. Puts up a hell of a fight, but in the end, it just was not enough. Mongols right now... I could see Dobu making a drop here. And then... with that drop, they should have something close to a full buy? Something close to it. They're just lacking a little bit in the way of utilities. Their full helmets are there, and that's one of the must-haves when you're on Terra's side, because of course if you have a helmet, a headshot from an M4 does nothing to you. Opening frag coming in from Zuckerberg. Tag teaming him will be Dobu, and that is looking like a push for A. A long element's going to be pushing from A long hut, and Zuckerberg, well, it looks like, I thought we were actually going to see Element getting away with a double kill there potentially, but that's not the case, and he now knows where the last two CTs are. So that being said, he's just not going to risk it. But Zuckerberg, he does risk it. It's alright, he could have had an AWP in his hands. Instead, that was actually Surge with an AWP. And Mongols, it looks like, is going to be giving a lot more respect to Edward Gaming this time around. What I mean by that is they're not going CT hunting just yet. It looks like they may be making that exit from the bomb site relatively soon. Can't really say what Connie's doing here. And Edward Gaming wants to hold on to those weapons for one more round. But what's really bad here is you have to add 1,400 to what is already fairly decimated economy. If Mongols are able to get away with 8 rounds on the terrorist side, then that will be essentially what they asked for from the get-go when they took the knife round. That will justify them choosing terrorist side after the knife round. I mean, basically, according to the meta, you should typically have that. WJW down to 19 HP after taking what I believe was a walled op shot, if not a shot to the leg from an AWP. But Zuckerberg's going to continue to lurk here at least a little bit longer before making a decision to move out with his teammates. Spots one rotate back there, and that was WJW as well. Dobu gonna get the opening frag of the round. Pohant going to get a refrag, but he will be shut down. Back to the man advantage for the terrorist side. And now the question is, do we want to see Mongols continue to pursue an A execute, or do they want to perhaps reconsider their options, as this may have prompted a rotate coming from the CT side? It looks like they will continue to go forward with this. Meister waiting on the other side of that smoke with the CZ will reveal his position. WJW with 19 HP, and that is still going to result in the terrorist side winning. That was a full buy as well. So now, I mean, I'm not going to call this round smooth sailing for the Mongols, because we've seen Edward Gaming get pretty aggressive and get away with some frags on the CT side on previous maps with only upgraded pistols. Maybe they'll be able to make some kind of a miracle play on the last round of the first half, but as it stands right now, Mongols have superior firepower, superior utilities, and superior armor. Be that as it may, Edward Gaming only takes slightly more damage there from that spray coming out from Togu. Nicely done, however, as Element does get the opening frag through smoke. WJW gonna get his own frag, a headshot through smoke onto Zuckerberg. Back to 4 versus 4. HP advantage is actually there for Edward Gaming right now. But right now, I don't see a solid commitment to one site or the other. If Connie knew just how open B tunnels would be, he'd be going for it right now. And that's going to be a double kill from 1KE, very critical one at that. And the question is it going to cost our terrorist side the round? Let's take things back to 1KE TV. He's actually, he's so painfully close to aiming for a head. It's just, I don't think, wow. That's just the biggest balls of steel moment I think I've ever seen before. I don't want to say balls of steel moment, but lurking in plain sight or hiding in plain sight plays. Last man standing is going to be Dobu. He's the MVP on the team. Yeah, he's got the most MVP awards, but I think that's for bomb plants. Amazingly dodges bullets there. He's in the Matrix, and he just ate the red pill. But that is going to be WJW sealing the deal and putting the 8th round on the board for Edward Gaming. So Mongols, I mean, right now the pistol round is paramount for them. If they want to get that lead that they've been looking for, they're going. It's going to have to start with this one. From both sides, we see 4 Kevlars. Of course, we do see a kit coming from the Mongol side of things. Natural firepower advantage coming in from the CT side as well. Let's turn the auto director back on. And right now in lower tunnels, that's actually going to be Zulkenberg opening up with a nice cap into the head of the 1KE. Dobu returns fire just a little bit of pre-fire there, but still 4 versus 5 as it stands in favor of Mongols. Maybe they'll play the CT side completely different from the way they played the terrorist side. Was that a headshot through smoke? I think Dobu's only got 14 HP as a result. Sogu did not see WJW there. The dogpiling through mid, and that should be Zulkenberg giving the locations of the enemy team out. He's now on the reload, manages to get a kill with the last bullet. Headshot planted right where it needed to be, but the bomb is now planted, dropped in CT spawn. It's going to be Pohant doing a nice 180 to get a frag. He's got a USP in hand, gets a second to his name. Can he possibly pull off the impossible with a 4K? I don't know, but like this feels like a lack of coordination coming in from the CT side of things. Pohant is not checking spawn. He is actually, he gets away with a triple kill. And now he somehow is aware that there is a CT on B site. Kani manages to get that last frag. It makes it a little bit anticlimactic, but at the same time, the Mongols do what they have to do to put that 8th round on the board. Just inches is all we had to see coming from Pohant to get away with that bomb plant. Of course, checking things out economically and frags wise, it looks like we do have, I don't know, it's hard to say which teams are, I don't know if either of these two teams are stacked, but I mean 1KE is dragging his feet on Edward Gaming, and right now it's Togu and Kani who are dragging their feet on the CT side of things. But everyone's got their favorite map. We cannot deny that play that we've seen Sogu have on other maps like Cache or Mirage. At mid, it's going to be Zulkenberg getting the opening frag. He takes very limited damage from that, and Surge amazingly manages to take down someone just a moment ago. Hang on, I'm not sure what that was all about. I was just out tabbing to make sure that I didn't drop any frames or my internet connection wasn't going haywire or anything like that, but WJW looking for that opening onto bomb site B. Does plant a bullet into what I believe is Connie there. Yes, it should be. Zulkenberg manages to help hold his ground a little bit, but from mid, he's going to be flanked, and that's Pohant with the deagle. He's trying to prevent anyone else from encroaching on his position, but is unable to. It's now 2 versus 2. Very, very big HP advantage there for the Mongol side of things, but this is a very expensive win if they are going to get it. It's not a win yet, so let's not jinx it. Walling does take 1KE down to 7 HP. And Surge is going to be falling back very close to impossible duel, but if he plays this... Is there a kit? Yes, there is. That's going to be Dobu getting that final frag, 15 HP, and a kit on hand is going to give him the win. He's going to most likely be able to salvage the M4 that his teammate dropped, and indeed that will be the case. Closest to a full buy round Edward Gaming is coming to right now, and it's I kind of give a little bit more favor to the buy coming here from Mongols than I do for Edward Gaming. Of course, they do have 5 rifles, but that push at A-Long is looking like it could be the end of them. They are unable to hold their ground here, but that's just it. SMGs don't quite excel here. It's going to be Zulkenberg looking like he's getting away with 3 kills now. Looking for that 4th is going to make it a quad, and if he can find WJW, he's going to get an ace. He knows his position now. He sees him, and he gets the ace. Zulkenberg, a sick player all the way across the board. Hello, Reddit. Hello. Now you see why Mongols took IEM Taipei's championship. I do apologize if I sound like I'm an absolutely terrible caster right now, but the thing is I've been doing 3 hours alone, and I have to constantly keep the air filled with words. I'm not saying this could be a BX coming in from Edward Gaming, but there are 4 P250s and a Tech 9, and they are in lower tunnels as well as upper tunnels. They're looking for that opening right now. I think what they're doing here is they're essentially banking on someone getting a little bit overzealous in tunnels, which is not a bad thing to do. You can typically find that in matchmaking, and I know matchmaking is not an accurate representation of what the game is. And by the way, I'd like to thank someone very close to me. I like to call him master of mine in a foreign language. His name is Amadis Kim. He's the organizer of this tournament. We all want to thank him. But check this out. Zulkenberg, he's trying to make this happen yet again. Nearly gets away with a triple, but it's shut down. And that is going to be Element getting the job done. Togu, however, getting the cleanup, and Mongolz now at 11. Edward Gaming should be able to get something of a full buy-in this time. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely full. Full-blown utilities, full-blown weaponry, and AK-47s, helmets, everything else in between. It looks as though they should... I mean, if there's any round where they stood a chance, it would most likely be this one that they could take back. I feel like they were cutting a corner on round 18 with 2 SMGs, a Scout, a Galil, and an AK-47, instead of perhaps, you know, maybe 5 upgraded pistols, but... this is the first, effectively speaking, full-blown rifle round we're going to see coming from them, and they have to make it count if they want to get to 16-11. No commitment just yet, and it's... I feel as though... Nah, I was... No. I was about to make no. I'm not gonna speak my mind on this. Let me just change the topic. Okay, so we're gonna have now 2 players heading up catwalk. That's actually going to be 1 KE as well as 17 Meister. But again, they're waiting for someone to, you know, kind of over peak where they don't belong. But it's looking like, is this gonna be mid to B? Indeed, it's looking like that, as we do have a smoke going in. The positioning kind of. It gave off a very damn good errand. 17 Meister does make the opening frag of the round. We're going to see now WJW coming in from Windows. Zulkenberg does get a frag, gets 2. Looking for a 3rd relatively soon here, I imagine. He's going to see Pohant, but he's not going to get the frag, and that's going to be Pohant punishing that missed shot. Now 1 versus 1. It's between Sogu and Surge. Surge with bomb in hand will be rushing onto bomb site A, and that should be Sogu able to hear his footsteps, so he's going to be taking... bomb site A's a long route if you're looking at the minimap right now. Sogu pushing up a long right now, 61% HP. That is opens up on him but doesn't finish off. Our last player on the Mongol side of things, well, that's going to take them to max loss bonus, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, going to be a full rifle buy round coming in from Edward Gaming this round again. But at the same time, if we check the Mongol situation right now, they still have enough for more or less a full buy. But it's looking like Connie's going to be purchasing a Scar 20. There's going to be 4 M4s to accompany that, as well as full-blown utilities. There we go. That is a perfect pick up here, as we do see Togu get away with a double kill. But not much else after that. Now, that does give the CTs the man advantage, and EDG Surge does manage to bring it back to 3 versus 3, but that's, oh man, Connie just lost the Scar. That could have been the critical play of this round, but it's now 2 versus 2. They realize bomb site B is wide open. They should be trying to reclaim that ASAP, and the Ts actually don't want the Scar right now. They don't want that auto sniper. They want to make that retake happen for bomb site B. Mongols realize, you know, just what kind of situation they're in right now. If they lose this round, they're talking about, you know, they don't want to do that. They don't want to lose this round. And in fact, they are making the retake happen now. There it is. Defuse now on the way, and that should be round 13 here for the Mongols. But you have to look at it this way. You know, it was a pretty expensive round for them, but not as expensive as the previous round. So that being said, it's going to cost them a lot of money to do this. And Edward Gaming getting the bomb plants every round that they lose from here on out is going to give them $4,200. That's more money than they would get if they were to get a bomb detonation win. What I mean to say, yeah, if they were, that's 700 more dollars they would get than if they were to successfully detonate the bomb. Okay, so WJW and Pohant are now cooped up in tunnels. We're waiting for the remaining roster, the remaining 3 from Edward Gaming to do their poke around for information. Element is getting a little bit aggressive here at what is essentially a long hut. Surge right outside of A-Long Hut, essentially revealing his position. But 1KE and 17 Meister are actually kind of, you know, they're poking around on Catwalk, and this is, I'd say, a very common scenario to find the terrorist team in, but amazingly we see Pohant eat a headshot and survive. I'm not sure how... Typically, what typically I'm just used to seeing anywhere between 89 and 90 damage done with a headshot at that distance, but it took him down by 87 HP, and they managed to get the return frag onto Togu. Wasn't a kill, I'm sorry, not a return frag, but they managed to get the vengeance onto Togu. That's going to be Dobu getting one. Zuckerberg with another, and they have a solid lead now with Element getting a 3rd, and no bomb plant this time either. What do you do now if you're Edward Gaming? It's a very good question. This is the 3rd and final map, guys. It really is. It's just not looking that pretty. So for those of you just now tuning in, I'd like to go ahead and inform you all that we have an M4A4 Battlestar Field Tested, not factory new, giveaway. If you guys would like to enter that, just click on the skin that you see below the twitch.tv stream window. Three players stacked on the terror side towards A-Long, and that's going to be, whoa, double. Is he going to get a triple? No, Element is denied at close range. And what was effectively speaking perhaps the end of his clip on that AK-47, but still, that gives the CTs the man advantage here. Pohant watching the rear as they kind of push up towards A-Long, but it seems like there's not so much in the way of a full-blown commitment being made here just yet. Sticker error at the top of your screen. It should actually be on Dobu's M4. But it is not at this moment in time. It only does that on GoTV for some strange reason. I've never encountered this error while I'm playing myself. Pop flash. Now we're going to be seeing WJW and Pohant pushing forward on Catwalk. 27 seconds. Not trying to sell a fake. They're going in for it for real. Dobu manages to get one frag before he's essentially refragged. Pohant nearly gets away with a triple, but unfortunately, Zuckerberg says, "Hey, it's bedtime," and puts in one in his head. Didn't even feel a thing. Didn't hit the medulla oblongata, but it did the job. Because that's behind the ear, and if I'm not mistaken, Pohant was actually facing whoever that was. But whoa, 17 Meister. Walled headshot, very nicely done. Element just happened to be looking at him. Connie is in the right place at the right time, right weapon, Scar 20. It's going to be very difficult for 1KE to get out of that location. Fires through smoke, is unable to connect any of those bullets with Pohant. It's now 4 versus 4, and Edward Gaming has a hell of a comeback to make right now. Pohant does bring it back to 4-3, however. And something worth noting right now is actually we could see Edward Gaming kind of gradually claw their way back in here if it's done right. Kani gets one, but he's flanked. So he gets away with 2 the entire game, but it's 2 versus 3. Manpower advantage, firepower advantage, everything. Even without that scar in their hands, they by default have that natural firepower advantage. AK-47, 1 bullet to the head and you're gone. Doesn't matter where you're hit as long as you're not walled. But Element manages to take down Surge. This makes it a doable 2 versus 2. But it could be that the Mongols have some doubts. They've got a couple of flashbang grenades. And an incendiary, apparently. Going... oh, boy. Only seconds remain. About 20, and that's going to be 1KE getting 1 and 2. And Edward Gaming are now back in this, but they've got to play for overtime. 6 rounds remaining if they want that. But this is that money situation that I was talking about for the Mongols. You can see it. You can see it. It's black and white. So to make up for this, Connie, Connie was getting really expensive there. He bought... I think he might have bought 2 different scars, 2 different auto snipers, but now it's going to be a bunch of automatic pistols coming out from him. Zuckerberg definitely carrying his team at 29 frags in the absence of machine gun. But hang on just a moment. There we go. Pohant, well, trying to make this happen, but it's looking more and more difficult by the moment. Zuckerberg gets 1 refrag, but it's not the entire team. He's not able to do it. Here we go. Dobu nearly gets 1 first time, but not quite. Drops the pistol to pick up a deagle. And Element is just camping outside of B tunnels right now, trying to catch whatever he can on the exit. No one leaving just yet, and what they thought was 2 is actually just 1 counter-terrorist, and they'll be pouring out of the bomb site. I mean, every round from here on out could potentially be the final round for Edward Gaming, and this is a best of 3. However, due to the tournament format, this is going to be group stages. So what I want to go ahead and stress with you all is that, if either team loses this match, it makes no big deal because this is a point-based tournament system that we're going by. So we'll still be seeing Edward Gaming live to fight another day. We'll still be seeing Mongols live to fight another day. And we'll just have to stop and wake up, smell the coffee, and see where things go here. But that is going to be one hell of a play at A-Long from the CT side of things. Zuckerberg manages to get the cleanup there. And now A-Short is being encroached upon. 4 versus 2 it was. Now it's, well, Dobu getting the final frag. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank all 5,000 of you for tuning into the stream today. That is going to bring match number 1 of the evening to an end with an end score of 2-1 in favor of our Mongolian monsters. And before we take things into a short break, I'd like to go ahead and thank all of our broadcast partners for making this tournament possible. That would be csgolounge.com, twitch.tv, hltv.org, and g2a.com! Yes, that was my own voice. It wasn't the actual commercial voice or anything like that. But before we go into a commercial break and our second match of the evening between NXL and Tai Lu, I would like to remind you all that we have an M4A4 Battlestar giveaway. It's field tested, not factory new. You guys may enter it by clicking on the picture of the skin that you guys see below this stream window. Don't go away. We'll be back with match number 2 in just a few short minutes.